Hello, good morning, you guys, and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please do hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. Hope that you guys are doing okay. I know that I am. I always express the importance of hitting the like button because the like button helps to keep the video in the algorithm, okay? So make sure you guys please like, share, subscribe, comment, all of those wonderful, wonderful things. I wanted to talk about, Yo Gotti shows his hotel in Dubai. He's in Dubai for his birthday. Okay, and one of the things that I noticed, when he was showing his hotel, he seems, he looks sad. Okay, he doesn't seem as flamboyant as he once was. He seems somber, you know. Um, Even with being braggadocious, seems to be he looks like he's getting a taste of that humble pie, I guess. His lawyer kind of hangs around the courts, I believe. So oftentimes, these celebrities that have these retained lawyers, when they hang around the court and all of those things, they're able to get information. Um, on a state level. Okay, I don't really know if he's able to. But when they're in contact with other lawyers, if they're really cool with them, they'll kind of let them know what's coming up the pipeline. And I believe that Yo Gotti knows that he's gonna have to pay some retribution, and it's coming. And I know people go, well, you know, people want to see him go down. I don't want to see anything. Okay. What I would have wanted was to be proud of him like I was, right? Being proud of Yo Gotti. And, I like to see, I knew him and not Young Dolph. Okay. Because Yo Gotti is my era, and my cousins adored him, hung out in the clubs with him when he was still, you know, in the hole in the wall clubs around Memphis. And so I would have loved that, to see how he and Dolph had put Memphis on, right? And creating that generational wealth. And it's so unfortunate that they allow jealousy and greed, um, aspirations of just having everybody up under you in the South, when the money is plentiful, anyways, and it didn't turn out that way, anyways, just allow that to get the best of them. And nobody, I don't care what nobody say. I do believe that Yo Gotti has had a lot of, even before all of this stuff came out, when he was more vocal on Instagram, probably before his lawyers told him to stay off, he was not sleeping at night. Okay. Probably around late 2002, early 2003, when he was posting on Instagram over in the mornings, early mornings, and saying that I'm thinking about getting rid of my phone. And he was getting them visits from the people. And so, so much stuff has happened, and nobody can never convince me that he has not thought about that what they did was not the right move, right? Because so many people have lost their lives as it relates to this situation. I want to show y'all this, okay? And I get to thinking about this, and I'm not trying to pick on him or anything like this. I think I have more of a the reason I think I talk about this at this point is there's no malice in my heart. I think hating on somebody would get on here and say, Yo Gotti is not talented. He's definitely talented. He has his own sound. I'm talking about when you hear him rap, his voice, right? He has a unique sound. So I can't say that. I will never say that. What I will say, as a Memphian, it hurts me, the route that he decided to take, because I think with his talent and with his aspirations, he could have gotten to where he is now. and he and Dolph could have both been doing it, but he allowed his jealousy and ego, okay, to call the hit on another Memphian that was doing a lot for Memphis, right? Which is sad, but as I see him, he does not, he looks sad as he's, well, I won't say sad, but he does not have that same. Now he might when he, because he a fan of the show, okay? So the next time he comes on, he'll have his spunk back. It'll be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 cameras, click up, okay, and then he'll put on his show, and then he'll go back to being like we see him right here, okay? When they turn the cameras off, but he's, it's his birthday, and they
Let's get it. And you know what? One of my favorite places to buy, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna do a little wholesale, you know what I mean, on 5 out. I got some of my good friends coming in, flying in to celebrate with me. You already know how we do it. Ace always on deck. Ace always a must and always on deck. They said he should hear the poem, you know. Lifestyle shit, you know what I'm saying? Swing on, got it work.
Okay. And even with that, I think he realizes now behind that door, that's what he wanted. He did all those things to get to that, but there was definitely a big price to pay, right? And here's the kicker, with the big price that he had to pay to get there, he won't even be able to keep it. He's not going to be able to keep it. So I'm sure that messes with him too, because your Young Dolph's family is at some point going to come for him, okay, with their civil suit. And the feds are coming for him with their RICO, right? So, it was his organization that called the hit on Young Dolph that paid for the lawyers of um, the hitmen, that promised record deals. Um, this ain't something I'm pulling out my butt. This is documented, right? So I think he understands now. And one of the reasons, like I said, that I continually talk about this is because I want for young Memphians that are so talented around the Memphis area to see that going this route, it just does not pay. You cannot take money for hits and participate in hits and um, just to get to the top. He built a sand. He built his castle on sand. And as I always say, anything that is built on sand cannot last. It's not a solid foundation. The first wind or storm that comes through is going to blow the castle down. Okay. And so we know, when people say he's exempt, it's what he did. He's not built on a solid foundation. If so, the things that have gone on could not be going on with him, okay? And like I said, even with him showing what he has going on, I bet he wish he can go back and change quite a bit of what he did, okay? I want to find that video um of the people of people in South Memphis begging for help after young Dolph was killed. Um, I don't. I wish I could find that video of them begging of those people begging. We need help up here. It's so many people losing their life. Um, I really wish that I could find it. That means I would have to go all the way. back, right? Hold on. Y'all make sure y'all just bear with me. So when people were sitting up saying folks didn't love Dolph, they loved him. It was. I bet he wish he could go back and change this day. They thought it was going to be sweet.
Bro, ain't no way these folks just got dog. Bro, these folks kill young dog, fool. Bro, they didn't kill young dog, bro. What the fuck? Bro, ain't no way these folks just killed dog. Ain't no way these folks just straight came and ran down on dog. Dead ass. I figured it. That's what I'm saying.
You heard what the girl said. These folks be on some hating ass shit.
Bro, no. These folks just straight kill young dog. Bro, on me they killed dog. Can you laugh? On me they just killed dog. They just they took Dolph out, fool. He was busting, but they ain't reach. He was shooting back. His homeboy, they got him in the car now.
So that was definitely people that saw exactly, what happened. And this is why we have vloggers on here, vloggers that you all are going to see in the end. Their rabbit hole runs so deep. That's why they ain't got them, because they into identity thefts and all of that. But that's why vloggers was put on here to find these people.
Oh, bro, I don't even know. I swear I don't even know, fool.
So
This
that
nigga
these
just
people
ran
can be
down in the car.
intimidated and
I'm in the
hurted.
store. All I hear is loud.
And hurted.
I run outside and he just dumped near the car, just starting up. I don't know what's going on. I peeped that car though. When I first went in the store, I said it looked like dog car. Ain't no way, bro.
So, I bet he wish he could go back and change their decisions to do this, right? Because it does not give me any pleasure to see a black man lose, you know, lose everything. But hey, it's only fair. It's only right, because Young Dolph lost everything, right? He lost his life, the ultimate. Okay. Um, Hold on. I wish that um I could find I wish that I could find a video of them saying we need some help around here. Okay. Um People consistently losing their lives, and this was like right after Young Dolph was killed. So there was definitely a war that was going on. And I remember the young man saying about this was about 2 years, about 15 people. We don't know what was going on, but this is the type of stuff that happens, like I said, when you know people like Yo Gotti, um, that have money, that won't give back to the city, but they'll use money from their organizations that the city was a big part of helping to put them on. no loyalty to the city, that helped to raise them up, because it was the city of Memphis that was coming to see those, just supporting them. No, not like Zachary Randolph. Zach is not from Memphis, so Zach does not have, was not on a homegrown level. So, um, but Yo Gotti and the rest of them know the traumas and the poverty, and how the city of Memphis, what, the people in the city of Memphis, the city being impoverished, and has been for a very long time, even around the time he was coming up, but yet came out and supported him. And then God raises up another young man that could help to create generational wealth, and they allowed their greed and their to gun him down. And so, that's definitely, a betrayal to the city. But hey, I think he's been feeling it for a long time. Even with him being in his hotel and all of that, flying in, his friends and stuff flying in, he knows that there is a price to pay, so he may as well live it up. He traded in his integrity. He traded in his humanity, really, because with the way they did to Dolph, what they did to Dolph, that was inhumane. So he traded in his humanity. He traded in his wealth, ultimately, and his freedom, ultimately, so that he could look over that balcony. But that's a real high price to pay. Okay, that's a real high cost to pay. And so, hey, you know, um, I see, Glorilla is doing well, and I don't wish anything bad on her. I want to see Glorilla do well. You're not going to hear me say bad things about her, period. Uh, Key Glock, we want to see him. He is doing well. Okay. Um, I want to, um, hold on, you guys. Hold on 1 second, you guys.
The 36-year-old was killed while ordering cookies from Madika's Butter Cookies. Or Makita's, I'm sorry, Makita's Butter Cookies. That's off Airways Boulevard. The owner of Makita's Butter Cookies telling Fox 13 that Young Dolph was inside the bakery when someone drove up.
What you got? Chocolate chip. Them hot. Just for you. Appreciate you, baby. Be safe.
These folks just straight kill Young Dolph.
And you all brought him. You guys heard the news? Yeah, me and him. Yeah, we brought him out here.
Bro, that was my favorite rapper. We're supposed to do a song, bro.
Tell him you love you, Young Dolph. Rest in peace.
I love your dog, bro.
Tell him rest in peace.
Rest in peace, your dog. Oh, I love you, bro.
It just took a real nigga from the community.
He's just a great man, man. He just do a lot for our community, man. He do a lot for the neighborhood, for the kids. He helps a lot of kids. And hey, man, he was a great guy, man. He was a rapper, but still he was he had a great side, man. He was a great guy, great young man, man. They don't want you to live, yeah. They don't want you to fall, yeah. Put a smile in your face, yeah. And you to fall, yeah. Niggas stay focused, yeah. But I really want to say, yeah. About what you make, I didn't think about the past, yeah. I really came from shit, yeah. But I won't change for shit, no. I'm just stuck in my ways, yeah. I'm just getting paid, yeah. 100 shots, 100 shots. Yeah, my nigga pull up in 100 drops.
Okay. A good man doing good things, and like I said, Yo Gotti is living it up. I think that he could have gotten to where he is without taking out Young Dolph. Maybe. Okay. Maybe. Because it seems like to me, after he was taken out, that's when he started really going up. And so, you can see how somber he is. Okay. He does not look that happy to me. Okay. He doesn't look that happy to me. Um, as he shows, as he wants to be braggadocious, as he once was. But even as he walked, his head is dropped. Okay, like I said, his spirit is a bit somber. Um, like I said, he knows that there's a price to pay, and he knows that you don't get away. And hey, when people say, "Well, you know, he ain't gonna do nothing to him," okay, Hernandez Govan goes on trial supposedly in June or July. Why is it still an open investigation? Because if nothing else is going to happen, then when Cornelius is sentenced, whenever that's going to happen, because that's being constantly pushed out, they don't even say nothing about sentencing him no more. They ain't even on the. That's not even on the books. As they say, catch that T, or catch. How did kids be saying it? Clock them T's or whatever they say. Okay, I got to get more hip. And Hernandez Govan goes on, supposedly is going to go on trial in June or July. So that should be the end, right? That should be the end. After Hernandez, Govan, and Cornelius, you would think that would be the ending, but according to the prosecutor's office and MPD and other entities, it is still a ongoing investigation. Why? If they got all of the people, why? There's nothing more to get. If these are the only people that was involved, the books should be closed. Nobody should be investigating anything, right? But they say it's still an ongoing investigation 4 years later. So that should tell you everything that you need to know. Okay. It does not end with Hernandez Govan and Cornelius being sentenced and Hernandez Govan supposedly trial. Okay. Now I want, because I want to show the trauma that my city went through when this happened. God, I don't know the. Let me see, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I think quite a bit of this stuff was also deleted. Should I put war in Memphis? Hold on. Because people have done what they did what they could to okay. November 21st. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on now. This I don't know who this guy is, but this happened on November 17th. Now I don't know. I think he had it wrong though. He may have been talking about Black Youngster, but I don't think that happened either. Hold on.
Ain't nobody else tell y'all this first. Them niggas just went and shot up Yo Gotti grandma crib. Them niggas just went and shot up Black Youngster grandma crib, old girl crib. You know that old lady he always talking about. They just went and shot up her crib. When they shot up Yo Gotti old girl grandma crib. Like them niggas not going. But dog just told me it's like World War III going on right there, right now, as we speak. Right now, as we speak, as I'm dropping
This
this
is my
video right
first
now, it's
time
going to
seeing this
fuck down
video.
in Memphis right now, bro. Right now, bro. They just shot the nigga Yo Gotti grandma crib or his mama, whichever one it was. And Black Youngster, they just want to shot up his grandma crib. The old lady, I already know who we talking about. Yeah, yo, it's crazy, man. It's going down, man. It's going down, man.
This was on November the 17th,
I ain't done. I'm finna get some more
2021.
212 on this shit, man. But it's going down, boy. So that shit definitely confirmed. It's definitely Yo Gotti hit. Cause who else got that much?
Now, I think the young man had it wrong. I don't think they shot up. Now, I don't know. They could have. What Black Youngster's grandmother, that didn't happen. I do know that. But now I think he had it. He might not have had it wrong as it relates to Yo Gotti, but now I was told that restaurant was shot up. Okay. That's why the police was over there and they put that tape around it. So, that's a crime scene, but I don't think they talked about that. Let's see. I was looking for the girl and the boy that was begging. Hold on one second. I want people to see what these people took away just so that they can look over a hotel balcony. And now I think they realizing that it wasn't worth it in Dubai. Because I think Gotti was talented enough to be able to do that anyways. Okay. So he shot himself in the foot.
Tragic news. How do you feel?
I'm hurt. I'm sad. I don't want to live in Memphis anymore. I actually live around this neighborhood. So this is very common to me. When whoever in Tennessee passed that gun law to let everybody carry a pistol, I'm pretty sure you cover murders every single solitary night. Am I lying? You do, right? Every day. Okay, so who passed that law?
She telling the truth. Okay. She's telling the truth. This was November 18, 2021. They started a war in Memphis. Another man shot today at the same site Young Dolph was shot at. This was November 18, 2021. That man was shot in the foot, I believe. They was out there at the mural because they was told to go target anybody that was up there at that mural, which is why Jeremiah Taylor was unfortunately taken out because they had told him to stay away from that mural, to stop that, to stop cleaning up that mural, because they were so jealous. It was still bringing, their minds was so little, they felt like it was keeping his legacy alive and still bringing attention to the case when the case was already figured out anyways. They was just too dumb to know it. Okay. Let's see. I'm looking for South Memphis. It may not be up here, but so many people shared it. I don't really. How he gonna blame Young Dolph for the war in Memphis? Let's see. Shut up. That was true results. That was okay, June 12th, 24. Hold on.
Free kids meals when you order ahead with the BK app. Back to one of our restaurants to pick it up with minimum contact. Let us take care of you while you take care of yourself. Poshmark is really $15 and a Schultz 4K television for less than $2.
Ozark. My nigga told me about Ozark last night. What the fuck is Ozark?
Go to deal-com right now and see how much you can save.
I guess he was on the side vibing.
East Memphis chicken in. Y'all gotta tell Moose to quit playing, man. Drop this shit. East side.
It's okay. Want to help first before telling you. Sorry. It's fine. It's fine. Nice meeting. She's
And pull up on.
You see this guy?
No parties. Shit fucking everything up.
Oh Lord, I didn't know I was making this video this long. So I was looking for something. I didn't mean to hold y'all this long on a pre-recorded video.
None of the cops are scoping the club for these before they arrested, right? The file shows that
The corona shit fucking everything up. I got a lot of people I love birthday coming up in April. Can't even do shit for them. Can't pull up on them. No parties. No nothing.
What matters is if this can get him a retrial. Like you hitting him from the side when the whole damn life is passing you by.
This was in March of 2021.
Y'all bullshit. Y'all need to hurry up with season 2.
Everybody knows you waltz through security with your stinks. Nobody gives it a second thought. What is it, Bill Chose?
You don't want to discuss it. I'm happy to retire. I paid off my mortgage and got my boat.
Yeah.
Okay, even with him being on live, he didn't really have a whole lot to say. He said Moochie need to drop his album. And hold on one second. I wish I could find it, but I can't find it. Where the young girl, and the young man and the young lady was saying they need to send somebody over here to help us. There's too many people that's losing their lives behind this Young Dolph murder. We need help over here. And then there was shots as they was talking. They was like, y'all hear the shots? So it was definitely so. It reminds me of what my dad says, and now we see this in the rap industry. My dad was a veteran, and so my dad used to always say, young men have to go to war and die. Young men have to die for wars that old men start. And so, back then, like old rich white men, which they started the wars like over oil and all of that. And our soldiers who became soldiers, they want to protect the country, but they also mostly got into the service for the benefits, really hoping that they wouldn't have to go to war. And so unfortunately, they was not dying for anything noble. It was for greed. Even then, like oil and turf and all of that. And we see that now in the industry. And I don't want this to happen anymore. That's why I bring attention to it. I don't get on here to look for information. There's no information you could tell me that I probably have not already heard from the people that would really know, right? And then I tell people, if you know something and you think it is vital, don't tell me, call 528 cash. Tell the folks, okay? And with over 1 million pages worth of evidence as it relates to different people, I'm trying to figure out, is there anything left to tell, okay? And so, but I want for these young men, I want this to stop. Now what's happening is young aspiring rappers and entertainers are going to war for things that are not noble. And the sad thing about it now, you seeing people that look just like them to send them out. I'll give you benefits okay, as Uncle Sam said, if you go and kill Young Dolph, okay, and what they're getting is life in prison, which is really death, okay. What a lot of them are getting is death because of retaliation. So I want them to think, okay. I don't want them to be influenced to take this route. I'm so happy that this case was public, and I hope that everything is televised every step of the way, so that these young men can see that it's just not worth it. Um, if it had not been, probably, well, we know if it wasn't for God, just determined that Young Dolph was going to get justice, what would have happened is, and I want for these young men to know this, is that the people that hired him was going to kill him, just like they was going to kill Cornelius, and Cornelius knows it, and that's the reason why he is on a vengeance. They didn't give him his money, and he knows now for a fact that they was going to take him out. Okay. And this is something that happens all of the time. We go get little such and such to do it. He'll crash out dummy, but we're gonna go ahead and take him out. We see what happened in Say So P. That dude was hired to take out Say So P, and the people that paid him to do it killed him. Okay. This is what is happening. I've been saying this for years because I've been seeing this for years working in law enforcement, right? So what we have to do is, crime does not pay, right? And getting back to Gotti, he's not, even though he's showing you his hotel, his head is dropped oftentimes as he walk. He's more somber. He knows what's coming, and I think, as quiet as it's kept, he regretted a long time ago, even before his brother was killed, when he was staying up all night, right? And so they put Black Youngster back out there for a little while, but I think he knows too. Okay, he knows that his time is limited also. Okay, he knows that his time is limited too. So people have to pay for what they do, and it's not me wishing it. I don't have to wish anything, because whether I wish something or not, it's not going to change what happens. Okay, so I don't have to wish anything. Okay, these people brought this up on themselves. That's the good thing. That's when when people are narcissists, they go and do things and then say, people be wishing for me to go. Motherfucker, you did it to yourself. What you talking about? You committed those offenses. So if whether a person wished something or not, you brought that up on yourself. Deal with the consequences of your decisions. Okay. Anyways, I digress. Happy birthday to Gotti. Okay. I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe if you would like to support the channel. Y'all know y'all need to go ahead and hit up that Cash App. I love you guys. We'll talk later.